guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kathy. If you're new here, if you're coming back, hello and welcome back. So I just want to start this video by saying thank you so much to you guys who have been coming back. I want to say it's about 20 to 40 of you guys who take the time to watch my videos every single week, and I don't say it enough, but I'm really blessed and thankful that you are taking the time out of your day to give me that even like tiniest little bit of support. My whole purpose with this channel is to just literally change one life through the love that God has given me, through the glory that God has shown me through His grace. And if that's something that I've been doing with my channel, then my purpose with this channel is being fulfilled. So I honestly want to say that I do really appreciate you guys coming back every single week. As you can see by the title of this video, I want to talk about my experience in New Age. I finally feel like I'm ready. Even though I can feel the enemy telling me don't film this video, I feel like it's time to really open someone's eyes about the deception that is New Age spirituality, because I was deceived for about 2.5 years and didn't even realize what it was doing to me until Jesus opened my eyes and I was saved. And I just want to state from the beginning that while I was in New Age, this stuff wasn't obvious to me. I didn't notice any of this stuff happening until I was saved and I asked God to show me the truth of the deception of New Age, and He began to open my eyes. And now looking back, I can see a lot more clearer about the deception I was in, because being in New Age, I was really looking at it as if everything was fine, and it wasn't. So I just want to say that if you are a New Ager watching this, you may not be experiencing this now, but I hope that after this video you just go into prayer and ask God to show you the truth of that spirituality, just because it was hurting me and it may be hurting you as well. So my vision of this video is to just have a sit down talk. I have no points. I just want to act as if we're literally having a coffee date together. So grab your coffee if you want, and I'm just gonna tell my story. The video's gonna be all over the place because I don't have anything written down, and I'm just gonna kind of let it flow and see how it goes. So let's get into it. October 2017 is when I was introduced to New Age spirituality. And the reason that I was so quick to dive into New Age was because your girl was so lost in life, and I feel like I'm that type of person that has never been able to live life without purpose. I've always been seeking purpose. I always wanted meaning in my career. I wanted the most closest friendships. I was always so open about who I was, and just always felt like I could do something with that. And my intentions with diving into New Age at the time, I thought, were pure. And everything that I did in New Age came from a pure heart. But the thing about it is that below the surface is deception. And I actually wanted to read you guys a verse before even getting started. So here's my Bible. So I just wanted to take you guys to 2 Corinthians 11:14. And it's, and no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. And honestly, I remember someone telling me this during my time in New Age, and I was like, how can you tell me that I'm something that is involved with Satan if I'm doing it with a pure heart and I'm doing it with a good conscience? But the thing is that, yeah, you could be doing it with a pure heart and a good conscience, but there is some self-righteousness involved in New Age spirituality that is not talked about and is not seen as bad, because the self-love movement is really growing in our world, that we need to do so much things that involve ourselves, and we have to have our cup full before we can serve others. And this goes completely against biblical terms. It says to put others before yourself. So yeah, so I was introduced to New Age spirituality, and I was just so, like, my ego was so happy at the fact that I could finally live the life that I wanted to. Like, I didn't have to do anything. I could just literally manifest things into my life by affirmations. I know, it sounds great. I was in it for 2.5 years, and throughout those 2.5 years, like, everything seemed good, you know? I was always happy because, you know, your thoughts create your reality. So the minute you had an I am sad thought, you would retrain that to I am happy. And looking back at it now, that is dismissing your own emotions. It's gaslighting your own emotions, because rather than actually feeling that emotions and surrendering it to God and feeling it as long as you need to, you're passing it to the side. You're like, I'm not allowed to feel sad. I'm not allowed to feel angry, because if I think that I'm angry, if I think that I'm sad, that's going to be the projection of my reality. And that causes overthinking, and that causes anxiety, because then you don't want to think any bad thought. You don't want to have a feeling that's negative. And we all get sad. We all cry. We all, like, it's life, you know? Like, you're going to be sad. You're going to get upset. But with New Age, it's as if you're not allowed to feel your emotions. And looking back at it now, you kind of become robotic. It's like you're only allowed to be happy, you're only allowed to be loving, you're only allowed to be light. And the minute that you think of something otherwise, it becomes a problem, and you start overthinking that problem because you don't want your reality to be projecting the fact that you're sad. And this is so deceptive. And with Christianity, it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be angry, because it's a humanly emotion, and you shouldn't have to push it away to say that you're feeling something that you're not. On the topic of that, it really just made me forget how to even feel my emotions. And I know that this is not something that I felt alone. I've talked to other New Agers that were saved by Christ, and when I was first saved, I forgot how to, like, feel love, and I forgot how to feel compassion, because it's so, you're on autopilot when you're in New Age, and like, you can say that you're happy, but you're not feeling it because you're forcing this emotion. And this makes me emotional, because it took me a couple months for me to be able to feel again. And that's something that I was praying for so long, like, God, help me to feel again, because you forget how to feel in New Age. And I was blessed because I was only in it for 2 years. I can't imagine what people in 10 years, how unheard their emotions feel. And it's really sad looking back at it now, because you don't even recognize the emotions you're suppressing by putting an affirmation, a positive affirmation on top of it. So I was explained what law of attraction is, and immediately my flesh was like, oh my gosh, I could be rich, I could live in a big house, I could manifest this dream life. Me. It was so just me at the center of life, and your flesh loves that. Like, your flesh is like, let's do this my way. I want it done how I want it done. And that's where deception and that's where deception comes in, because it makes you rely on yourself for your own strength. I feel like I might have to do like a part 2, because I actually have so many things that I want to talk about, but I'm just like, my thoughts are all over the place. So I'm going to share one more thing, and then I'm going to do a part 2. I think that that's going to be really exciting, because I didn't even realize how many things were actually going wrong. Because I want to share talking about how it got me more lost than I've ever been before, how it got me into someone I'm not, but I also want to share the whole shedding part. Okay, let's share the shedding part, and then I'm going to do a part 2 on it. So basically, there's this thing in New Age where you're shedding your old skin. You know, you're shedding who you used to be, and that involves a lot of crying, and it involves a lot of letting go of emotions and healing through your emotions through crying and through tears. And to be honest, you guys, I was watching a video of myself in January when this New Age spirituality was taking the most toll on my life that it could have. And I watched the video of me crying, and that does not, I deleted it, and I'm really sad I deleted it because I could have posted it here and you guys would be able to see, but it does not look like someone who's filled with love and light. And I think the craziest thing is that I portrayed that I was filled with love and light, and I would go home every night and shed layers, in the sense of go home, isolate myself, and cry. And the thing is that the enemy wants you isolated because that's when he can come into your thoughts the most and put thoughts into your mind that you're alone and you're isolated and you're lonely and no one loves you. Whereas God is like, get involved in community, be with people who love you, love others. And anyways, yeah, so I used to go home and isolate myself and cry for hours and then text my friends and be like, I just cried, I released so much. And I will never forget what struck me the most is that my friend asked me if I was potentially depressed. And I remember blowing up on her and being like, how could you say that? And she's like, well, you've been crying every night. That's a form of depression. And I just remember telling her, I'm healing, I'm shedding old skin. And it was kind of just like, what was I even shedding? What did I need to shed? Like, I don't even know. You don't need to shed anything that you are. You are wonderfully and fearfully made in God's image, and you don't need to shed nothing. Of course, God is gonna add grace on top of you. He's gonna add more love and self-control, and he's gonna have you glorifying him. You don't need to shed who you were before. You don't need to shed the high school version of yourself. Another thing that happened was once I was saved, my brother was like, oh, I honestly thought you were gonna commit suicide. I thought you were depressed. And when you have someone that's family and someone that you care about so much, those words, like, they hit differently. Looking back at it now, New Age made me extremely depressed. I just get emotional talking about this because I know how deep I got into the spirituality and how I thought everything around me was so loving and so perfect. And then I get saved and my eyes are open and I'm like, I can't believe there's still people in that. And I really hope that through this video, I know it was all over the place, but there's just so much to cover, and like a 15-minute video is not enough. So I'm gonna do 2 parts of this. And then I'm gonna actually do like a little ask me your New Age to Christianity questions on my Instagram. So if you guys wanna ask questions, I'm more than open to answering them. But I think I was just saying that I was depressed without realizing that I was depressed. And looking back at it now, like the joy that I feel now and the happiness that I feel now compared to 6 months ago before I was saved, when I was at the worst of the worst in my New Age, like, Jesus compares to nothing. Like, the joy of Jesus compares to absolutely nothing. And it's just beautiful to see the way he flourishes someone. And I really do hope that he can flourish you too, and that this video may have opened your eyes in the tiniest bit of what you're going through. And if you relate to any of this, please reach out to me. My Instagram is gonna be right here, also be in the bio. Please send me a message. I will pray for you. I will answer your questions. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this here, and I'm going to do a part 2 maybe next week or in 2 weeks. And I just hope this video touches you in some way, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.